and I ain't never lukewarm. Shit, I blaze him in the season. Got plenty food for thought. Just gotta watch who I feed. And I've been walking with them angels. So I guess I got this pistol for no reason. Niggas barely breathing, criticizing all my achievements. Won't make me weak. Nah, it won't make me slack off. These niggas better so better with me some back off. I be ripping shit like sackcloth. Dumb dogs all buffed out. Behind me say I'll cut full. No room for emotion. So I pour my heart out. This road hard, but I intend to stay. And if it ain't UPK, then they in the way. My niggas righteous, they real. Down to something. Flow so deep, you drown a motherfucker. He say he in the truth, oh yeah, oh this the hoe. And I don't hate them brothers, I'm just too loyal to my own. Plus what they believe, hard for me to follow. No rank me, nobody to live and sleep in hollow. So when they ask I'm UPK, you tell them absolutely. And I ain't tripping my ways for nothing, gotta execute me. Cause I can never die with my tail tucked between my legs. Shit I be thinking, watching my daughters tucked in their bed. They so smart, and Alana, she's so beautiful, but they ain't like other babies. And they daddy far from usual. And I'm missing cause I'm about my father's business. It ain't all the shit I used to do in that 98 Navy and 10 level seats. See, without wisdom, this world make you weak. I found out that the truth was bitter. The lies are sweet. Tried everything. I guess me and YAHANNA had to meet. Now I make the blind see. And I make the dead speak. And teach both my little girls the day that they lie with a man. They better bring me bloody bed sheets. Chaos snatch the time. This match my hand. And I ain't trying to take them out, but I will defend this house. Or take a check. 144 in that black trench on some hitman shit. She called it 47. Praying for Armageddon. Me and my soldiers dressed for the wedding. Fuck the fame. Ask why tell them I'm loyal to the king. Until the righteous reign. Loyal to the king. I want that straight lady to break the chain. Loyal to the king. The devils can't have me. Bitch, I'm loyal to the king. Bring the hot flame. You bitch, they loyal to the king. Until the righteous reign. Lord to the king, I want that straight line to break the chain. Lord to the king, the devils can't have me, bitch, I'm Lord to the king. Bring that hot flame, you bitch, they Lord to the king.
Smash hit without God. All right. We'll start it off with a topic. Donald Trump said he's calling on military and civilians. Right? That's what he said. He said, I'm calling on military and civilians. So when we was at the protest, there was police never perceived them as a threat. And you know, just like during the time when cops very first came out, which is actually the police department was actually based on slavery. Right? Because the slaves were so-called freed, and that sparked fear in everyone, and they had the fear that we would be able to take from them and do to them what they've done to us. So they formed the police department. That was the spark of the police department right there. As a matter of fact, when they first came out, the way that they got the name cops is because they would put copper badges up on themselves, made out of copper, you know, and it was way easier to become a cop back then. They didn't have to go through all of this, you know, that they got to go through now, psychological tests, none of that stuff back then, you know. So people, you know, and the ones that weren't official cops were kind of like deputized themselves, you know, for their so-called greater cause, right? That's how they were doing it, you know. But what are they going to do now with all of this rioting, with all the stuff that's going on now? Because people think that these white people are going to want to side with side with us. Yeah, they're doing it at first. There was another time in history when they did that. And that time was called the slave revolts. At very first, they were helping us at first. But then the government pulled a magic trick and said, why are y'all helping them when y'all are white like us? And the slave revolts was shut down damn near overnight. They were shut down damn near overnight. Those same white people started really feeling themselves, got back to their white spirit, and turned right on the very people that they were helping. So why do we think it's so different now? Why do we think that it's so different now? Oh, we all in this together. It's just all of us together. And then someone will say, oh, no, it's all also melanated people. Not even understanding that we are different than other melanated people also. You know, a man was made with melanin. You know, man was made with melanin. I mean, that doesn't make you, you know, it doesn't make you the same as someone else. The East Indian is not the same as the Arab man. Yeah, they're both melanated, right? And neither one of them are the same as you. Right along with the Nigerian, the Ethiopian, they're all melanated too. What do? They join America and come over here and wipe you out economically, which they don't do that to their own people. So we can't sit there and say, oh no, black people, black people, we just do each other wrong. They don't do the other Ethiopian wrong like that. Why not? They don't do him that way. They ain't sitting there and and just sitting there just draining him out. They look out for him. And you know what? Also too, they, even though they're not together, they will look out for each other also. I've done been in the store one time, and then seen there was an Arab dude behind the counter, and it was a Ethiopian dude that was buying something. He put a bunch of stuff up on the counter, and the Arab dude nodded his head, pretty much saying, take it all for free. Which me, coming right behind the Ethiopian dude, had to pay for my stuff. We're not the same. And the whole world is in Confederate against us. This is what it is. I mean, hell, when King David was warned against the Philistines and Samson and all of that, hell, they were two melanated people fighting, right? Two melanated nations fighting one another. It's not about, whose skin is this and whose skin is that. A nation is a nation. You got light-skinned people in your family. You don't sit there and you go against somebody, you go up against another family or whatever. Y'all not going to just bond because of y'all skin. You're going to bond because of y'all family. That's what things are about. It ain't about your damn melanation. And we keep listening to these damn sisters that's pushing this melanated garbage, black girl magic, all of that stuff, and melanated this, melanated that. So we thinking that that's what everything about. It's only refueling the same old garbage that we've been learning to try and counteract the truth. And the truth is that a nation is determined by bloodline. That's the truth right there. Now, let's go to a scripture, Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12 and verse 10. You need the box. I got that.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy.
Never trust thy enemy. First, you gotta know. We've been knowing that these people are enemies. I mean, damn, think about it. The slavery, all the lynchings and killings, all of this stuff. But then they say, well, black people kill black people. Look, like I said before, that's a domestic issue. Irish people kill Irish people. So does that give one of us the go-ahead to go and kill Irish people? Does it? No, it does not. Italians were killing Italians. Look at how many people John Gotti had murdered. You know, of Italian, John Gotti never even killed a black. He was murdering Italians. And they were trying to kill him. Al Capone, all of those dudes. So it would be justified, right? But according to certain silly slave dudes' understanding, it would be justified for us to go and kill them because they were killing one another, right?
Right.
And we shouldn't get no time for that or nothing like that. Only a slave thinks that way. And we the only people that think like that. No one else thinks that way. Nobody else say, you won't sit there and say, you like a black man and an Italian man or whatever, the Irish man and an Italian or whatever get into it. And the Irish dude kills the Italian, you know, and then people say something, the Italians is mad about it, you know. The Italians is not going to be like, well, Italian people kill Italian people.
Right.
They're not going to do that. That is a very weak spirit right there. We are the only people that do that, so that shows who the slaves still are.
Right.
Because we still saying that in 2020. We still saying that to this day, so people that think that slavery is over, that's a cut for you right there. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to put you up to the challenge. Show me, the challenge is show me where another race says that. Any other race. Nah, we all one, right? Nah. We the food. Black, Hispanics, Native Indians are the food here. But everybody to eat up.
Right.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna bring out that one of the scripture where it says they eat up my people like they eat bread.
I don't know what off top.
I'm gonna look it up right quick. Psalms 14 and 4.
Book of Psalms, chapter 14, verse 4. Have all the workers of iniquity no knowledge, who eat up my people as they eat bread?
So when we join with another nation, what are they going to do? They're going to eat us up. They're going to find some type of way to start eating us up and devouring us. There is not an equal relationship there. It's not. With this, with the protests and all of that, you see, you know, I done seen all kind of crazy stuff, you know, Saturday, you know, black woman holding hands with a white woman, you know, and they was a lesbian couple, you can tell it.
Right.
You know, it was that obvious, you know. They were a lesbian couple. They say, you know, talk about black men loving white women. These black women is loving white women. I mean, think about it. Who do they be idolizing? You know, one of the top idols is Marilyn Monroe.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, So if her biggest idol is Marilyn Monroe, she ain't got grounds to complain. You know what I'm saying? And she running around, you know, lesbian and all of that, you know, looking on some white woman looking on her. She can't sit there and say nothing about black men loving white women. She can't say anything about that. She needs to shut her mouth, stop being a damn lesbian, and then start to, you know, learn how to be a goddamn wife to some black man. You know what I'm saying? So she need to learn. Yeah, but anyway, read that again.
Psalms 14:4. Have all the workers of iniquity no knowledge, who eat up my people as they eat bread?
Because we join with them, and when it all comes down to it, like I said before, they're gonna be white. They're gonna side with their race. They're in this for their own agenda, not for ours. They have problems with the government. Hell, they mad at the government. You think this white dude is siding with you, but in reality, he's mad because you got food stamps and a stimulus check for real. And he figured that that's taken from him. He's mad that his people got corona. He's pissed off at all of that. He's not mad about, you know, brothers that got killed or none of that. They in it for their own cause, their own agenda. And as soon as the government appeases them in some fashion, then you'll see their true colors, and they're going to turn on you. Right now, the government, they're pushing the government against us. Right now. Once they see the government start to really get out, you know, if the government really start to get out on black people like that, start locking everything down and all of that, then we're going to see their teeth come out. You know, their fangs is going to come out then. And they're going to start to destroy black, Hispanics, and Native Indians. They're going to side with their own people, just like every other race does. Any more on that?
God. And call not upon the Lord.
Right. They ain't even considering, you know, like, dang, you know, these are the Lord's people right here. You know, maybe we should, you know, not do certain things. Maybe we should, like, even the Babylonians, like up under Nebuchadnezzar, they did so much, right? And what they did was we was able to still have our own, you know, we was able to keep our own nation, our own identity and all of that, you know, once the wrath was over with that. The Most High said we was going to be there 70 years, so let's build us houses and stuff like that, you know, and that's what we did. And the Babylonians let us do it, you know. So they still had some, like, should I say remorse or something like that behind what happened or whatever. And they had some respect, rather, I would say that, you know, for the Most High and everything. And they let us, you know, be us. Still had our identity and all of that. We still had our culture, you know, we still had everything. But this deal right here, you know, they're not letting us have our culture at all. They're fighting in that. Any more?
That's it on that scripture. I go to the next one.
All right. Any questions? Okay. All right. We go back to Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10.
Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10. Never trust thine enemy.
And never trust thy enemy. And here's the thing: we got to stop listening to these effeminate brothers and these sisters. All right, you know, just like when we was at the protest, you have all of these college kids coming out. All right, you know what I'm saying? Educated dummies, you know, coming all out. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. They try to take over the whole damn thing. You know? And they're all emotional, all of that stuff, you know, just trying to take over everything. talking about it ain't about separation. We talking separation. They don't like that at all. So obviously they must like Negroes being killed. They got to like that, you know what I'm saying? If that's the case.
Right.
You know, we say separation, they like, no, it's not about that. No, it's not about that. Obviously you want your people to keep dying. Obviously that's what that is.
Right.
You know, because see, they love going to college and they love, you know, experimenting and becoming a witch, lesbian experiences, you know, being, you know, free love and all of that. Because a lot of them ain't nothing but a bunch of damn hippies, you know what I'm saying? All about free love and all of that stuff, what they call love anyway, you know, which ain't nothing but, you know, hitting all their carnal desires and everything that they want to do. They go in there and get all kind of piercings and, you know, all in their face, all in their, you know, all over their body and everything, and start talking like a damn valley girl. You know, they start doing all of that. And then a lot of them was sleeping with white men, like I said, and sleeping with white women. But then with this whole, with the thing with the brother and everything coming out, now all of a sudden they're pro-black. So you got to think about it. For what reason are they pro-black? Let me tell you what reason they're pro-black. Because they're really pro-white. Because once white people make, you know, when they push it on the media, when they take certain cases and they make them high profile.
All right.
You know, we don't care about it if it's not high profile. If they ain't gave the nod and the go ahead to, you know, to protest, they won't do it. They want to do is here's the thing you got to understand about women too. Women are trendy. And majority of the damn protests was led by women. Women really don't really have the ability to look deep into things like what a man does.
Right.
That's why every woman is supposed to be subject under a man. But instead, they leading the movement when they're just trenders. They're trendy. That's why you got to tell her what to do, just like you tell your children what to do. You know, because if you don't, she's gonna spiral out of control and do what the hell she want to do. You know, and like I said before, she ain't got the ability to look deep into things like that. She does not. She really can't analyze stuff like that. She follow whatever trend is going. You know, they come out with I gotta find an example. You know any examples, Cap? I can't think of one right now offhand.
Of what again? Said again?
Of them being trenders, like whatever the new thing has come out, how they want to gravitate to it right quick.
Talking about the Israel?
I'm talking about the hell, pretty much the Israelite women.
Right.
You know, specifically because I mean a lot of brothers is like that too. But then you got to think of who was they raised by. He just done took on, you know, his mama's mind. You know, but a man is way more likely to look into something. A man will be like, well, would this be the expedient thing to do? You know,
right?
They don't think like that.
Right.
Yeah.
If I could, them type usually kind of start fitting into a profile. A lot of times they're either trying to get natural hair, which is a good thing. They're trying to wear their fro. You know, they kind of dress kind of slutty. You know, then they think they're real smart. They're usually always single. You know what I mean? Or they usually think they're too, you know, they're too educated for, you know, to be with a man or something like that, or things of that nature. They usually don't blame, have any type much animosity towards the oppressor.
Right.
Yeah, I mean they'll probably have more animosity towards, probably their own people than the oppressor.
Yes, especially their men and the women. I can't say that they just have it towards the men. A lot of the times they don't give a damn about the sisters either, or the sisters either.
And that's why a lot of them, if I could, a lot of them usually complain about being ostracized from their family. Like maybe they might be a first generation college student, but then you know that somehow they feel like they're ostracized from their family because of their success or something like that. But it's really because they just try to be a smart ass all the time and be like a know-it-all.
Right. And no, you can't talk to them like that. That's why, you know, having a deep conversation with a woman, you know, majority of the time you really can't do it.
Right.
You know, because we think so differently from one another. You know, our mind is on a different level than what her mind is on. You know, her mind is on, you know, what type of sandals she gonna get, things that are cute. You know, I mean, think about it for a second. You know, say for instance, with a dog, you get a dog. You want a specific kind of dog. She want a kind of dog, right? She gonna get the one little dog that's smaller than a cat, just because the little dog is cute. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You want a dog, on the other hand, that's gonna have a function to it, something that it can do. Even if you get a small dog, he could be the type of small dog that they use to get rid of certain rodents and stuff like that. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're thinking on that level. She's only thinking how cute that thing is. That the one that she wants.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She want a cat. She get the cat with the little flat face. You know what I'm saying? She want that, or something that she can put in her little purse. You know, one of them little dogs that they put in their purse. What good is this thing for? I mean, what can it do? What can it eat? What, it eat bugs? You know what I'm saying? What does it do? But that's how they be thinking. So our minds are not the same. You know, having intellectual conversations with sisters a lot of the times does not pay off. As a matter of fact, you know, a lot of times you just end up to an argument. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And next thing you know, sometimes it becomes the beginning of the end. If you can't, you know, fashion her the way you want her or whatever, that becomes the beginning of the end of y'all's relationship.
Right.
Because her thought and her feelings and all that is more important than anything. So now you have the same kind of woman that's leading a protest. You know?
All right.
She's leading the protest. She's the voice behind it. And that's one thing that they've always historically done with us too. And the funny thing about it, us black men let them do it. You know, we let them do it. The first thing they do, what do? They want to go interview somebody. What do? They go right past you and go to her. To put her up front, to feed her vanity. And once they feed her vanity, and that's why, you know what, that's why also too, a lot of pro-black women don't get with a pro-black man.
Right.
And that's one thing that I've certainly seen too. You know, you got this power to the people type of sister and all of that. They don't have a black man. You know, if you see they have somebody, a lot of the times it'd be a white man, or be a lesbian white woman, or they'll be with another woman. Or anything other than that black man.
Right.
Because the thing about it, they want to be competitors against us, just like what was going on at the protest and everything. We was out there on the microphones and all of that. What were they doing? They made sure that they got the high ground, went up on we was at the first level of steps. They made sure they got all the way at the top of the second level of the steps on the bullhorn. So her loud mouth can be louder than us. A lot of the times they were trying to drown out what we were saying. And a lot of the times when they was moving in these big swarms and all of that away from us, it was led by them. You know, they wanted to totally, you know, steal the thunder of what we was doing. And then, like I said, those are college women, and the college women are taught to be competitors against us when everybody else, where every other race men's women are allies with them. Ours are taught to be competitors against us and allies with everyone else. And that's one of the reasons why they were so mad at us. They seen black men out there looking strong and talking about separation and stuff like that. They was like, oh, no, hell no. We can't go for that. You know, a lot of them were listening. You know, they were listening to what we were saying. But, you know, a lot of them also was certainly coming up against what we were saying. It was more of them than it was the ones that was listening.
Right.
You know, we were surrounded on all sides. You know what I'm saying? You know whether a fight was going to break out or whatever the case was. You know. Any more on that scripture, go?
Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
So is his wickedness. I mean, you can go to the next scripture on that.
God, though he humble himself and go crouching.
Oh, what were they doing out at the protest? They were humbling themselves. Oh, I just seen a clip today too, where it had black people on one side and white people on the other. Man, I wish I could pull that up. Man, the white people were praying and asking for forgiveness of black people. There was a bunch of white people and they were all kneeling. And the black people was on the other side standing. And it had a white dude in the front. He said, such and such a Father God, such and such a Father God, such and such a, he's all like that. You know, but here's the thing with that. What did he make himself? He just made himself the spiritual leader out there.
All right.
You know, and our people is just so weak in the mind that we'll fall for something like that. Next thing you know, it'd be a host of black people going to whatever church and stuff, the congregation he might set up or whatever. You know, while they playing like, you can read that part though, he go crouching because that's what they did. They went crouching.
Though he humble himself and go crouching.
You know, there is one thing. What they didn't say was, no, they went to pray to the Most High themselves. Instead, what they should have did right there, you know, they should have apologized to black people and said, can you please pray for your God? Pray to your God. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what they should have said. But then dude is like, Father God, such and such, just like what they do in the Christian church. You know, as if he's a man of God. And imagine how many black people fell for that. Right. The ones that were standing. You know. But I can't give them a little credit, though. You know, the black people a little credit because they were standing while the devils were kneeling. So that brings out also this scripture, though he go crouching down, our people at least wasn't crouching down, at least. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that shows who this scripture talking about. And they had on red shirts. You know, just like, a Trump hat red shirt. It didn't have like Make America Great Again or nothing, but I mean, it was the same color though. And then also too, when you go into the scriptures, when it said, and the first came out red. You know, actually, that's white people's favorite color. It ain't no damn white. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's why the Trump hat come out red. Red is the color of blood. You know, and that's who they are. They're the bloodshedders on the earth. Anything else on that?
Yeah. And go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him.
Yes, take good heed. If he decides that he wants to do a kind gesture to black, but don't let your woman be up front, and don't let the weak men be in front with that. You know, read that part again.
Yet take good heed and beware of him.
And beware of him. You got to know who he is. You have to know. It has to be solid with you. And think about how many times we done been destroyed because we lost who he was. Even the Gadites, you know.
Yeah, press the button again on the TV.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Even the Gadites fell for that because the Gadites always spoke, saying white man speak with a forked tongue, things like that, and they always, pretty much called the white man the devil.
Right.
And they still fell for the seduction. Still. And ended up having, the tribes and everything. A lot of them got damn near wiped the hell out. And they were pushed on the reservations, even knowing that the white man's the devil. And I think about it today, the reservations is filled with devils, and the devils are kicking them out of their own tribe, out of their own tribes. Ain't that something?
All right.
How's that for a magic trick? Any more?
Okay. Yet take good heed and beware of him.
And beware of him. You always got to beware of him. You always got to keep him at a distance. Always. And if he don't respect those boundaries, that show you straight out who he is. Because that's one thing. This is one thing that if you want to see who the devil is, they don't respect any boundaries. They got to take everybody's land. They can't believe that you would actually say you can't come to 10th Street. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We respect boundaries. We don't want to be over there to take over anything. And if you have, brothers that want and sisters that want to be over there, they want to go there to be a servant to them, not to take over anything. Black men and women is not trying to go into a white neighborhood, buy 10, 12 houses, and eventually move others in and take over. They don't want the Negroes there. They want to be the only Negro, and they want to be the token Negro inside that neighborhood. That's what they want to be.
All right.
They want to be the token Negro, and it makes them feel so good too. Especially when white people act real neighborly towards them. They figure they in heaven. The old devil come up, devil woman come up with a casserole. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Welcome to the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Acting halfway like a Stepford wife. You know what I'm saying? It feels so good to them. And then next thing you know, she'll get on the city, the black woman, she'll get on the damn council meetings that they have, what I'm talking about?
Right.
Yeah, they should get on them little council board meetings and all of that stuff, just because she got a good job and everything, you know what I'm saying? That's the stuff that we be doing. But when they go to our neighborhoods, they go to just take the thing over and boot you out. And they cannot stand that you if you set a boundary, they can't stand that. They have to come over to where you're at. You know, people think that white people are, have a black phobia. That's garbage. They come into where you're at totally to push you out. And then once they reduce your numbers, then they have a phobia. They have the phobia start then. Now they start to call the police on you and all of that. You know, first they was on some, neighborly stuff. Yeah, it was the same thing that it looked like it's going to eventually happen with 10th Street, of course. It took them some little time to really start to get the ball rolling. But when you start to see them joggers in your neighborhood, you already know what to do.
All right.
Okay, anything else?
Okay. Yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass.
Yes, because for one thing, like I was saying, you say you got a dirty mirror, because that's what a looking glass is. It's scripturally called a mirror. It's scripturally called a looking glass, but it's a mirror. And say you got a dirty mirror, and you can't see the reflection, right? But then once you start to tell him, no, you can't, you start to, handle him in a way that he's a totally separate people from you and all of that, then you start to see the real him coming out. And that's the looking glass being wiped. The looking glass is being wiped. Other incidents, like, say for instance, what was happening with the riots, such a people got, black people got killed and all of that, I bet you it probably wasn't all cops either that did that. It was probably the militia people that was out there, the people that, you give hugs to, they are master deceivers. It's in their blood. And we have to understand that. Then once you start to understand that, then you start to see it. And then these be the ones that claim to not be racist, to love black people and all of that.
All right.
It be those kinds. And those are the kinds that break black people's heart. And that's another thing that I want to bring out too. Can't go to war with the people on emotions. And the only reason why you do that is because you love them. And you figure that you're not, they fight for a different reason concerning us. We fight based on our emotional love for them and our yearning for acceptance. That's the reason why so many blacks turn against us at the rally. They're fighting on emotion. And as soon as the white people gave them a hug and act like they was, what it's like? It's like a woman that, she has a man, right? And dude don't really mess with her like that. So what does she try to do? She try to use every tactic to make him jealous. But as soon as she figures that she thinks she's getting what she wants out of the relationship, what does she do? She forget all about the man that she was flirting with at first. She was just using him for that. And that's what a lot of those sisters was out there doing. And, a lot of our people was actually doing that. A lot of them were quiet at first. But then the white people come and hug, give them hugs and stuff like that. And what happened? All of their allegiance shifted back to white people because that's who they were really out there for anyway. They wasn't out there for us. They wasn't out there for no, real pro-black stuff. That's why I don't trust a lot of pro-blacks.
Right.
I don't trust them at all. And especially not the women. And a lot of those women is on the pro-black powder people stuff. Just like back in the 70s, they were blowing devils. It's what it is. That's what I was going. Look at Maya Angelou. The same black women that they were looking up to. Maya Angelou, Angela Davis, all of those, hell, even go back to like Lena Horne and stuff like that. They were all sleeping with white dudes and white women. They were all doing that because, like I said, what do? They put her up front, and she's so easy to seduce because she spent majority of her life trying to be around them, and that was one of her avenues to be able to do it. It's through the pro-black movement, and then she get in front of you when you should be leading it, black man. But she get in front of you, and they go to her. Or if you in front, they'll go right around you and go to her. And she'll come forth. Next thing you know, they got her. They got your woman.
Right.
Just that. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of pro-black men didn't have no pro-black woman. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the reasons why. The pro-black man sitting back, you know what I'm saying? Then here's the funny thing about it, because we get all confused and everything once it happened that way. And we always been such damn cucks a lot of the times. I mean, damn. We'll see some stuff like, we never even protested about, we never even said anything. ISUPK is the only people that ever said anything about black women and white men. We never said nothing at first, and it was going on heavy. The biggest race mixes on the damn planet right after slavery was black women with white men. The very first interracial marriage was in 1968 with a black woman and a white man. And here's the funny thing about it. When they show that picture, he had his hand around her neck like this and was looking real mean at the camera and everything. He was beating her damn ass. Right. Just like the DeBarges, El DeBarge and all of them. Well, it was a horror story with that. And that black woman still loved him through it all. She still loved him, Even in the interview that they had, she had her hair dyed blonde. But he was beating the hell out the kids, and he was not no rich devil either, because what did they say? Oh, no, you got to be rich, right? Oh, he's rich. Oh, he got money. These were poor devils. Poor devils that couldn't land him a good white woman. So what he do? He get him a little slave. Give him a nigga something that he know gonna worship him. You know what I'm saying? That's what he was doing, just like Bob Marley's mama. You know how easy it was for Bob Marley's daddy to get his mother? Let me tell you, I seen the interview. Bob Marley's mother said that Bob Marley's father said to her that she was pretty. And her being a real dark-skinned black woman, that was like, you know what I'm saying, the way she looked at it, that was like the Lord telling her she was blessed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And she slept with him only because of that. Because of that. That's how easy it is. Now, a compliment's coming from us, a lot of times they don't mean nothing. Just like when you go on Facebook, they get hundreds of them from us. Right. So it really don't mean nothing. It way lessens the value. You know what I'm saying? You see all of these dudes on the post, and they complimenting the sisters and everything. She put a damn, and she don't even have to look that good. She could put a picture up of herself, and you're going to see a stream of black men telling her how beautiful she is. All right. You're going to see a string of them. But you won't see many white men doing it. So if you do see a white man doing it, I wonder whose compliments is more valued. And this is who we had leading pretty much the movement. Something to really think about. You more on the scripture cup.
And thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away.
Yes, it has not been altogether wiped away. You know why? Because it can't. It can't. And you know what? Here's the funny thing. There's a story here in the Apocrypha. It was during the time of Jonathan. And in this story, I think it was the guy, what was his name? I think it was Demetrius or something like that. He was a white dude. And you remember, because they remember when they made Jonathan the Duke in the Apocrypha?
Yeah, in the scripture, yeah, kind of.
Right.
Yeah.
They made him the Greek, and you know what? It said in the scriptures that the dude actually really loved him.
Right.
And encouraged him to have children. Now, if somebody encouraged you to have children, you got to say that person really do love you. If you want to see you have many sons and everything, that person really does love you for real. But here's the thing, though. When his people applied that pressure to him, he turned on Jonathan. He turned on him.
Right.
He could not, you know what I'm saying, go against his own people. He couldn't. So he became Jonathan's enemy. Now, that is like the epitome of the love that a devil could actually have for a Jake. There's no greater example of that, and that still, of course, failed. So what you think about the people that you're protesting with? They're not encouraging, for one thing, they're not encouraging you to have no sons. They're encouraging you to kill your damn sons. You know what? I ain't never seen a white person say to someone black that was, a black woman or whatever that's contemplating on having an abortion, say, you should never do that. Or a white woman do it either, because, they, link up with the women and everything, right? I ain't never seen her say, you should have that child. Have them sons. No, what she'll do is she'll be like, well, the choice is yours. Pretty much insinuating that she kills that child.
Right.
And this is natural for her. She might want many children, but she wants your children, you, especially them boys. So when you're dealing with a nation like that, how the hell are they going, you hold hands with them in a damn protest? Why are you doing that? Now, think about it. They cannot, they cannot love you. They can't. It's impossible. The Lord made it that way. We want to pile and be all together. Why the hell we think the Lord divided us all up? The Lord divided every nation. He did that on purpose, not on a damn accident. So if you got a problem with that, you got a problem with the Lord then. You claim to love the Lord, right? You got a problem with the Lord then. The Lord gave everybody their own respective lands. The land of Edom, the land of Ammon, land of Moab. Hell, them two brothers, Ammon and Moab's brothers, the Lord even separated them, and made them two different nations. Because if we mingle together, somebody's going to want to devour the other one.
Right.
That's how things go. People want to talk about peace. You got to divide the people up. You just can't put them in no damn melting pot and act like everything is going to be good. It ain't working 400 years, has it? 400 years later, and then I also seen a post that said, Martin Luther King, he never looted, he never rioted, he never did this, and he never did that. Well, and he never burnt down no buildings. Man, Martin Luther King did way worse than every goddamn thing that was put on that list. Oh, he never burnt down a building, right? He never burnt no businesses down, did he? Well, guess what? Yeah, he did, because he made a deal with the devil to wipe all your damn businesses out.
Right.
Yeah, the building was still standing, but your ass wasn't in it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We wasn't in it. Somebody else got it. It went to the heathens. The same people that, beat you up in the hair stores. Hell, we had our own bus systems. And you know what? He burnt that down too. Because he encouraged you to march and go up on the white buses and wipe your buses out. And think about it, you gotta, and then the other businesses, imagine how angry those poor brothers that was owning businesses and everything, and then they seeing all the businesses of their people being shifted to somewhere else. And not everybody liked Martin Luther King. We up under the impression that everybody liked him.
Right.
Business owners and stuff like that, and people that had a brain, they did not like him. They seen what he was doing. Think about it, this is the reason today, back in the day, I remember a time before the Martin Luther King deal had a full effect. I was like 5 years old. And I would go to the store, to a black-owned store to get milk and to get like a loaf of bread or something like that, stuff like that.
Right.
I used to be able to grab a handful of candy, put it up on the counter, banana blocks and apple blocks and all of that stuff, put it up on the counter, and I was never charged for it. And I went home with a bag of candy for free. And as a matter of fact, the store owners would be like, hey, because they knew your people a lot of the time. He's like, you want to take this home, take this home. And so now you leaving with a bag full of candy, the free stuff that you got. You get, you might have paid for the milk or whatever, but then you got all of this other stuff for free. You know what I'm saying? You got a loaf of bread. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you wanted and everything, you got that for free.
Right.
When I was like that age, that became the norm for me. I damn didn't think you even had to buy candy at that age. You know what I'm saying? But that's how things was then. And that was before the full crunch of the Martin Luther King effect. But now, at the full crunch of it, you can't even hook somebody up, at McDonald's or none of that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You see the full effect of Martin Luther King's dream. So now you become a customer in every damn thing that everybody else owns. And not only are you a customer, but you're a hated customer. You're a customer that's despised and hated, that everybody looks at as a damn enemy. You become that. Be a Martin Luther King's dream. It was a damn nightmare. And then that's the reason why, think about this for a second. Why wasn't it, I didn't know all black colleges out there to protest?
Right. Why
gotta be these mixed colleges with black people and white people protesting? There's no strength in that, you know what I'm saying? And even I want to touch on another subject too. The deal with the white dude that got beat down real bad in Texas. Did you see that?
Yeah.
See that? Good night. They beat the hell out of him, and it wasn't no mixed crowd either.
No.
I'm not condoning, that, the people going down and beating down people and stuff like that. But we have a way better, because you look at the people, they were all black, but we have a better spirit about ourselves when it's just us. We really do. Because think about it, it could have went the other way if it was a mixed crowd and they'd have been beating the hell out of some goddamn black man. Blacks and whites together in unity. You know what I'm saying? It could have went that way. I'd rather a bunch of blacks beat down somebody white than blacks and whites come together and beat down some black man.
All right.
I'd much rather that. Better you than me. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. All right. Any more in that scripture?
Come. And thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away.
Yes. Now we know. We're going to know again. We're going to know again. Our people don't quite get it yet. We don't quite get it yet. That's why everybody want to hold hands and want to, do all of that stuff, hold hands with white people and all of that. As a matter of fact, Where the Chinese at in this? I wonder what that is. Where the Asians at? They're smart enough to stay the hell out of it. You know what I'm saying? They're smart enough to do that. The only Asians that you'll find is the real Americanized, the ones that want to be white.
Right.
You know, the little loose, little portions of Asians and everything. You know, the white, the Asian girl that only messes with white dudes that sound like a, you know what I'm saying, a white girl and everything. She in college, you can't even hardly tell. Like, if you didn't see her, you'll think she was a white girl.
Right.
You know, the way she talk, the way she act, all of that stuff. Even the way she smell, because she's screwing a white dude. You know, those are the only kinds that'll be, you know, standing. But the bulk of them is not trying to get in this fight. They're not trying to get into this. And the Arabs and all of them ain't either. They know, because the Bible prophecy, you can't, when it talks about everyone should return to their own people, yeah, that's what it is. Any more?
God. Verse 12. Set him not by thee, lest,
go ahead.
lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place.
Yeah, if there was an example in the scripture, who did that in the scripture? Doeg, it was King Saul with Doeg the Edomite.
Right.
He moved him and made him the chiefest of his herdsmen. You know, so this man, this dude, he had to do the acts in order for him to move him up that high inside the kingdom. He became King Saul's right-hand man and probably advisor too, most likely. And he was his assassin too, if he wanted somebody killed. You know, just like when he told him to fall upon the 70 priests, he had those priests murdered.
Right.
You know, and what was his intention? This is what his intention was, because of course, him being an Edomite, he came from Mount Seir. Now, it was at a time where the other Edomites were in Mount Seir, and of course, you know what? He was reporting to them. He was reporting to them, letting them know the state of the kingdom, what the hell was going on. So eventually, what he could do was move others of them in. That's the way that they operate. Move others of them in, little by little, just like gentrification. Move others in little by little. The next thing you know, your kingdom is full of them. And once they gain up enough strength, and then they'll persuade your forces too. Next thing you know, they coming against you to overthrow you. That's the way that they do. That's another reason why, what was the dude's name? Man, his name started with a G. He was in a shriek back during the time of King Solomon. But when he found out King Solomon, because King Solomon had died and everything, he found out King Solomon was dead. He was in Egypt. He hid out in Egypt. He was among the Egyptians.
Right.
And he had a son with an Egyptian woman. Once he found out that King Solomon was dead, he spoke unto the Pharaoh, because he was Pharaoh's son-in-law. He spoke to him and said, you know, let me go back to my own land and such and such. So what he did was he went by himself. And guess who he left there? Because he had a son with the Pharaoh's daughter. He left the son there.
Right.
They use their seed and all of that stuff as a weapon. Now think about it. Now you got this, you know, dark-skinned Edomite dude looking like Bob Marley, you know, and he's inside Egypt, right? And what are they going to do with him? They're going to give him an Egyptian woman also, most likely. or either he's going to be able to have, or he'll have, a few wives, and he'll have his obvious white ones obviously white, and his dark ones too, all infiltrating ancient Egypt.
All right.
And imputing the power unto their people in Mount Seir to overthrow Egypt. And think about it, that was a precursor to the Greeks and everything taking over it later on.
Right.
So they doing it, they doing that to them. They do this stuff all over the earth. And that's why the one scripture, I want to go to one scripture when it said, he shall mingle himself with the seed of men. It's in Daniel, I think Daniel 7, I think.
Daniel 2:43.
Okay.
And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men.
And what does that mean? They would mingle themselves with the seed of men?
Right.
That's one of the reasons why you got so many light Arabs and everything too. Because at one time, back to the time when they was enslaving us, they didn't look like that. Now you see them, and they, a lot of them, because a lot of them are Esau. But then a lot of them are Ishmael that look like Esau. So, they changed the whole face of that people. You can find a lot of black Arabs, dark-skinned Arabs, that look Negro and everything. But they predominantly mingled themselves with the seed of men. So now you got Ishmael, the seed is Ishmael, but who he look like? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He looking like he got blue eyes, even though he Ishmael. Then you got another race I want to think of too. And not only, it don't just stop there with the seed and everything. It don't just stop there with like reproduction and everything, and then marrying, getting with them or whatever. It's also too the philosophy, democracy, all of that stuff. Even the super black looking Nigerians and all of that stuff, they're Christians. They were, what was they worshiping at first? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They were worshiping some weird stuff, and the Ethiopians, they ain't infiltrated them like that, even though they keep them out of their gene pool. But still, they have the philosophy and everything that they have too. Hell, even Chinese and everything were darker at one time.
Right.
Right. Now let's go to Genesis 11:1. We ain't got no questions. Yeah.
No questions. But they is starting to see, seeing multiple videos, at least 2 so far, sisters twerking at the protest, like in front of the cops and stuff. Like that's a message or something.
Oh wow.
Or like, I don't know what they're thinking in their head. Like I guess they don't know nothing but to do that.
Yeah, I'll tell you what they're thinking, because I done saw that before.
Right.
I saw that when I was watching a clip in Jamaica. I know this gonna hurt, but I was watching a clip in Jamaica, and they were twerking on the cops.
All right.
But you go up the street, and they had black men in a line on the sidewalk The Benjamite brothers all lined up on the sidewalk, face down in handcuffs.
Right.
What they believe, a lot of sisters believe that they're going to sex their way out of slavery.
All right.
That's what a lot of them protesting women believe too. They believe that. That's the inner, when you go into the inner depths of her, you know what I'm saying, of who the hell she is and what we're dealing with and everything, she actually really believes that. I done heard women even say that. They want to kill y'all. Y'all endangered species. But they like this. If they like that so goddamn much, why ain't they marrying it at a high rate of number?
Right.
You're a bed wench. And not 9 times out of 10 don't smell that good. You know, just keep real, you know.
Right.
I mean, hell. But, you know, I didn't heard sisters even say stuff like that. This sister said that in a break room when I was working at the meatpacking plant. I don't even know how the hell we even got on discussion. But she's like, she's a real silly, dumb sister. And there was a bunch of white people inside the break room, you know, because blacks and whites, you know, even in that break room, didn't, you know, eat together. White people go where white people at. And blacks, we sat together. And she gonna cool and say, yo, an endangered species.
Right.
I'm like, hell, y'all are too. She like, no, they like this. And I'm like, oh, really? That's, you know, for you to have 2 black sons, you know, imagine how stupid you got to be to say something like that. Obviously, you don't give a fuck about them kids, you know.
Right.
But that's what a lot of them believe. A lot of them believe that they hang and lynch her. That's why when you see that one picture on Facebook where have the black woman, you know, she's real thick and everything, is a painting, you know, a drawing or whatever, and she has a skirt open while they hanging her dude.
Yeah.
And then you look at Monsters Ball with Billy Bob Thornton, you know, and in Monsters Ball, she's having sex with the same dude that like killed her son. Same white dude that killed her son. That's why I say a lot of the time, a lot of these black women are turned on by the blood of black men. As a matter of fact, I want to pull a scripture on that when it talks about the Babylon being drunk on the blood of the saints. I want to pull that scripture for this.
If I could, I seen something like that when in this neighborhood, you know how this neighborhood is being gentrified, basically the oppressors moving in, taking over and moving in all the houses.
Right.
They have an office building up there, or like a little office building where they like strategize their redevelopment of the neighborhood. I've seen 2 sisters, they had a meeting, and 2 sisters at the end of the meeting was leaving out. And when they was going to their car, I could see from the school, they in like the parking lot with the music, and they celebrating. They celebrating, laughing, and twerking and having a great time. And I'm like, what are they so happy about after leaving a meeting about taking over this neighborhood and redeveloping it for the oppressor?
Right, man. You know, I remember we was talking about that when we first seen that spot over there when they first opened it up. We was talking about that, or how we, you know, knew that was their headquarters. And another thing that I've seen, remember how they was having that little group around here that was like staking out the place and cleaning up and all of that, and they linked up with a bunch of white people, but you know who you'll see with them? And then these black woman, older black woman, and having her young 17, 18-year-old son helping.
Right.
You know, like forcing them to help. I saw that too.
Right.
You know, she's like the Honey Bunches of O's woman. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, Aunt Jemima and everything, and just come on here, boy, and help with this. You know, and they sat there. They love it when she got so much control over them black sons and everything. And man, they love it. You know, they try to flip the script and act like, you know, white people just love it when. They love it when a black man is cussing out a black woman. No, they love it when you doing it. You know what I'm saying? When you doing that to us. We the strength. What do they do when they cussing out if they cussing out a black man and he fall weak to that and just drop his head and everything, they'll sit back with that smile on their face. That's what they do. That's what they like. But you know, you check her and blast her ass, what will they do? They'll jump on her side. You can see it at camp.
Right.
You can see it right at camp. They'll jump on her side.
Right.
And try to tell you wrong because you checking they little pit bull, they lieutenant.
Right.
Oh, you got that scripture?
Slack, which one was you said?
I can pull it up as soon as the phone will charge to the phone.
What you said the words was in it? The drunk with the saints.
Right, on the blood of the saints. Surprised ain't nobody jumped on and got pissed off yet. You know, send some questions.
Revelation 17:6. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints.
Now, what does that say about this? Now, this woman particularly doesn't represent this. This is not black women.
Right.
But this is this kingdom, and it's put in the, of course, in the female form. The daughter of Babylon. And before I come into the truth and everything, I used to look up stuff like certain deities and stuff like that, right?
Right.
And I ran across Asterisk, and it said Asterisk was tall, with blonde hair and blue eyes.
Right.
So what does that, what kingdom that kind of represents this kingdom right here? Because this is the land of Asterisk.
Right.
It really is, and that's one of the reasons why our women is running around with blonde hair, trying to get blue eyes and all of that too. And also one of the reasons why women is, pretty much lightweight worshiping Marilyn Monroe. So if she's like that, then next thing you know, inside the hood, some woman's loud mouth is having brothers blown away, and they set them up and stuff like that, put them on child support, doing all types of evilness to them. They get pleasure out of these things. So they take on, what do? They take on the spirit of Asterisk. They take on that same spirit. That's why I be saying that a lot of the sisters like, think about it. Look at the dudes that she liked, though. Well, look at the guys that she liked. She loves, that's why killers never have a shortage of box.
Right.
You ever seen a killer with a shortage of box? Yeah. A nigga was known for blowing away niggas in the street and all of that.
Right.
They never be at a shortage. He got 6, 7, 8 women. He got 6, 8, they all got a lot of damn women because it's something that it's not just if they got money or whatever, it's that reputation that he got for hurting other black men. You go against that white man, though, you might not have one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You go against him, you might not have one because she's not gonna like that. But you go get against that damn. You go against another black man, she damn near creams over that. I'm just keeping it real. That's how badly the brainwashing and all of that is. That's why killers in the hood, regardless of whether they got a lot of money or they broke, he got women.
All right.
Because they're turned on by the fact that he's quick to hurt another black man. What do? They get into it with their man. What do? They go get their brother. And a lot of the times, them niggas might shoot it out. Or get into a fight or whatever the case is. And she's standing right there behind all of it.
All right.
Loving it. Because she loves the chaos. She loves all of that. But you better not put that towards another race. You better not. Or she going to sound just like one of them protesting women that was out there Saturday. And that's the reality of that's the reality of the situation. Salakia, but not Salakia.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, can we go to Genesis 11:1, sir?
Genesis chapter 11, verse 1. And the whole earth was of one language and of one speech.
The whole earth was of one language and one speech. What does this mean? Unity of all the races.
Right.
You know, and like I said, we the ones that get devoured up in this because we're what feeds every other race. We're the battery that runs this thing.
Right.
Good.
If I could, when we was at the protest here in Indianapolis, shoot, you had a lot of black women, a small supply of black men, but there was more black women trying to, you know, like with the bullhorn, running the event,
Right.
leading the chants and everything like
Right.
that.
Right.
They, you know, like we using our spirit for that.
Right.
Joining with the devil.
Right. And when she says she wants freedom, she really don't mean that for real. Keep it real.
Right.
She wants liberation she wants sexual liberation.
Right.
That's why she there with a white girl and they having sex.
Right.
That's why she's there with a white dude and they having sex. Hell.
And if I could, a lot of them was scantily dressed.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, it's supposed to be a protest or whatever. I know it's it's not that hot, but all the black women damn near there was like they was dressed going to the club or something.
Right. I seen more cakes than Duncan Hines. Get up there and knock you.
Right.
Man, I ain't even have no sunglasses on.
Right.
Man, I see more cakes than Duncan Hines.
Right.
Yeah, and that's true. So what they want? They want sexual liberation. That's the only liberation they was ever able to get out of the feminist movement. That's it. They ain't get liberation for nothing else. Even the jobs and everything. That's still based on sexual liberation because it moves them close to who it is that a lot of them really want to be with. Who next to that devil, you know, who they really want to be with. Yeah, so, you know, that's the only, when they talk about, you know, no justice, no peace, no justice, no peace, you got to look at the spirit of what they're in. You know, you got a sister out there with her cakes out and all of that, you know, and she hollering, no justice, no peace, and, you know, all types of piercings and all of that stuff, man, you know, that's a, you know, a lot of times that's a ghetto gag. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know. Now, I've seen a few brothers out there with, you know, devil women and all of that, you know. But majority of what I've seen was those sisters and those silly brothers. They was by themselves, though. A lot of them silly, dumb brothers, wasn't even with their woman didn't even come with them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Them silly brothers who was acting all stupid and all of that.
Right.
You know, they woman didn't even come with them.
Right.
You know, they woman is somewhere probably getting rotted off by somebody else, you know.
Right.
While they at the damn protest. But those sisters was with everybody. You know,
right.
They was in groups with white girls. You know, they was in groups. They wasn't even really in groups with each other. They would come in twos with each other. Right. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. You know. I'm like, damn though, you know. You want the scripture?
God. Genesis 11:2. And it came to pass, as they journeyed from the east, that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there.
Yeah. What did they do when America was first, before everybody even knew that this place even existed? You know, this place is spiritually like Shinar, you know, and they moved here and dwelt here.
All right.
Same thing done over again. Go ahead, go.
Verse 3. And they said one to another, go to, let us make brick and burn them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone and slime they for mortar.
Now think about it. They had such a hatred against the Most High. Not saying it's unlawful to have brick, because it's certainly not. But there are reasons for having it. Because the Most High makes stone. And they said, nah, we don't want to use none of his stuff. We're going to make our own stuff.
Right.
And they made brick. Just in total defiance. You know. Go ahead.
Yeah. Verse 4. And they said, go to, let us build us a city and a tower, whose top may reach unto heaven, and let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth.
What is the fear that they had at the damn protest that we was bringing out? It was a separation, because with separation, then you get the scattering.
Right.
Everybody in their own land. That was their biggest fear. That's one of the reasons why they wanted to come up against us so hard.
All right.
Go ahead.
If I could, they want so bad that the oppressor be their ally.
Right.
Like with us, we talking separation. So who would be our ally? Nobody but the Most High.
Right.
They can't fathom that.
Right.
They just want the oppressor to be their ally.
Right. Exactly. Right. And we done took on our people done took on this whole, brick for stone attitude.
Right.
What do they want to do? They want to do things without the Most High.
Right.
We looked at it as just like the name Peter. Peter is a rock or stone. But they don't want that. They don't want those kind of men.
All right.
They want the brick man. They want the devil. To join with him.
All right. Verse 5. And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men builded. Verse 6. And the Lord said, behold, the people is one, and they have all one language. And this they began to do, and now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do.
Because the people, what people don't understand is anybody that teaches all people need to be together, they're gonna have one enemy. Like when people separated and divided, they'll go to war with each other, stuff like that. They'll have boundaries, all of that stuff. But everybody come together in solidarity. We all the human race, all of that garbage. It's only one enemy that they're going to come against. They're going to want to fight the host of heaven.
All right.
Go ahead.
And if I could, if you got different, let's say if you got like 10 different nations, okay, if one nation is doing too wickedly or trying to do something too crazy, the other nations can check that nation.
Yes.
But if all of them all together, if they all decide, all right, pedophilia is okay, then nothing's going to stop them from just having all the children be molested.
Right. Yeah, right. Exactly. Yes. And that's a heavy point that you brought out right there. Because all of these nations, like you said, if one nation is doing this and he's doing that or whatever,
right,
and everybody come, and be like, hey, wait a minute. They sit there and take that, global council.
All right.
And they're like, y'all got to stop that. They can do that.
Right.
Be like, because the whole world is in unity. Like say, for instance, with China. If the whole world would come together and be like, man, y'all can't be eating them dogs and bats, man.
All right.
Y'all hurting every damn body. Y'all can't be doing that. Y'all got to cut that shit out. You know what I'm saying? They putting themselves in a position to where now they have to have a global police to come and check on them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But things would work there. It would work. But you have the whole world in solidarity with what anything that's going down, and it's only one enemy they're gonna have.
Right.
And that's the Most High.
Right.
You know.
That's one scripture.
Cool.
And verse 7. Go to, let us go down, and there confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech.
So now the language is confounded. What people gonna do then?
All right.
They're gonna fight. It's gonna be a confusion in many places.
Right.
And they're gonna start to fight one another. And that's what the Lord did to break them back up and to put them, in the respected lands and stuff like that, because everybody did what? They gathered to their own people, right? That's what they did. And so everybody talking about this, we all together garbage, and so we all in this together. Why wasn't we all in this stuff together before the COVID-19 did? Why wasn't we all in it together and all of that garbage? And every time something, major happens or whatever, now we want to, we all one people, when that's the very wrong thing for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to do. We need to be coming together with each other. And that's it. And also, too, even behind this, you got Hispanic brothers that's turning against, against the Black brothers and everything, because of the pressure. You gotta be stronger than that. This one dude said, on Facebook that he gave money. Then this is the dude who used to be affiliated with the school years ago. I hadn't seen him in a couple of years on Facebook or nothing. The young Hispanic brother. I hadn't seen him on Facebook or anything, but he messaged me and all of that. I greeted him because I remembered him and stuff like that. But then he goes right into, as a matter of fact, he didn't even greet me back. But he goes right into this spiel about how Hispanics have given to Black Lives Matter and all of that. What the hell you gonna give to a bunch of lesbians and you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that. I mean, this dude was very familiar with the school back at that time. Like, dude, and I'm like, dude, hold on. You knew who to give your support to, but you turned on to that? Wow, really? After all the the classes and stuff that you was in and all of that, he turned to Black Lives Matter. Then now he angry and pissed off at Black people because he gave this money to Black Lives Matter, and several other Hispanics did the same thing from what he say, and he mad at Black people, including being mad at us. Yeah, that's your fault. You know what I'm saying? All the teachings and all of that stuff, and then you're gonna give money to a bunch of lesbians and gays, who are, closely affiliated with devils and all of that. You give your money there and expect not to get robbed? Get the hell out of here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Of course you're going to get robbed. That's your dumb ass fault. You need to just chalk that stuff up as an L and get back on the ball. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Real talk. That's a loss. That's another thing too. This stuff, all this stuff that's going down, that's going to put the squeeze on relations between Blacks and Hispanics also. Because what are the devils going to do? Once they see us seeming to be too strong, they're going to go right to them. Just like they did, back in the day, playing one tribe against the next. Right. Okay. Let's see.
Also, time check 8:41.
Okay.
8:45.
All right. Let's go to Psalms 55 and 20. Yeah, I think it's the last scripture.
Psalms 55 and 20. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him.
Yeah.
He hath broken his covenant.
He's going to break every damn agreement it is out there.
Right.
Regardless of whether it's some damn Black Lives Matter or protest or whatever, you're going to go into covenant with this dude and agreement with him, and he's going to break it. He's going to. That's who he is. You know, he don't get power on the earth by righteousness and stuff like that. He gets it by sin. That's why he's called a man of sin when you go to Thessalonians. That's why he's called that. That's how he gets. And then when it said, by the sword shalt thou live, you know, also the sword has to do with confusion also. You know, it has to do with that. He's the king of confusion. That's why he's called the king of Babylon. All right, you know, we got to understand, you know, who it is that we're dealing with. The Bible also say, prove a friend. Now, you believe that he's your friend, prove him. Test him. See if he's a friend or not. That's what the scriptures say, prove a friend. Think about us. We never prove other races of people.
All right.
We never do that. We'll do that with each other a lot of the times. You know, and sometimes, a lot of times, we don't even do that. But, you know, we will do that, you know, with each other. But with them, we don't. All you have to do is smoke with you. You know what I'm saying? Or you knocking, you know, some dude, you know, black dude knocking down his sister or whatever. Not proving a friend. We get all, you know, heart full of glee and all, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's all something like that. You know, you had a basketball coach and everything. You looked at him as a damn father figure. All because he gave you a ball.
Right.
Think about that. Look how simple, and this is why people don't respect black people. You can't play that garbage on no Chinese or none of them or an Arab. Our allegiance and love is just so easy for everybody to get.
Right.
And it's not easy for us to get theirs. So all the power shifts on their side. Now we running around with a damn kufi on and a damn skirt. That's what a lot of the Muslims be wearing nowadays. They be wearing skirts, the dudes. You know, they be in like blue jean skirts like the Jehovah's Witnesses girls used to wear back in the day. With a damn, you know what I'm saying, with a kufi on and everything. Islam is getting gay. Islam getting gay. They went from the bow tie and the suit, which was horrible on itself. You know what I'm saying? That's stupid as hell. You know, the butler outfit and everything. You know, because those are the clothes of a servant. You know, I mean, if niggas gonna be a real Muslim, why ain't they dressed like the damn Arabs and everything then? Slap on a damn bow tie and all of that. And a damn suit. But then even that got transitioned into a damn skirt and a kufi. Which is some seriously gay stuff, dude. You know, a lot of times I think they also promoting homosexuality in the prisons or something, you know what I'm saying? With that. You know, and Islam, because Islam, a lot of people became Muslim just to stop, you know what I'm saying, from getting screwed. You know, that's how that came about. But now they done put a dress on a damn Muslim man who's supposed to be a masculine man.
All right.
All right. Go ahead, Cal. That scripture.
Damn, I forgot what we was at.
Psalms 55 and 20.
Psalms 55 and 20. Verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter. But war was in his heart.
Yeah, think about it for a second. We're all in this together. Those are butter words. And we love to hear that. Stuff like that. It's us together. We're all Americans. It's all of us together. United together, because, you know, the whole time we've been here, we've been wanting to be accepted. After 400 years, we're still fighting for acceptance, and we still don't get the picture yet.
All right.
You know, those are words that are smoother than butter. But what?
But war was in his heart.
Yeah, those dudes that was at the rally and everything, those white militia dudes, because that's what they were. They wasn't no cops. A lot of them wasn't no cops. I'm just saying that they wasn't no cops. Situations like this is a time for people like that to move forward. You know, the ones that's be in the mountains training all the time, shooting and targets and all of that stuff with their ARs and and all types of. It was a time for them to come out. Because what are they predicting? They're predicting a race war. That's what they've been talking about while they're in them mountains. That's what they've been talking about. That's what they come out for. They come out actually to spy out the land, the spirit of the people, right?
Right.
To see what everybody's on. And these are gun club dudes, all of that kind of stuff. They coming out for that. They're not coming out to do security. You know, whose allegiance are they trying to get? The cops never mess with them. Them and the cops are together. A lot of them are cops, but at the same time, a lot of them are just friends of cops, relatives of cops, brother-in-laws of cops, stuff like that. They grew up together, all kind of stuff like that too, or either maybe none of that. They're just white. With that being said, Brother I.S.U.P.K. coming out of 1 West on the 25th Street, Harlem, New York, the Commander General Yahanna, pay your tithes, support this truth, support the soldiers that's out here on the battlefields and everything fighting for you. And with that being said, I'm about to pass the class over.
I.S.U.P.K. security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K. started out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21. Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10 means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'ashra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations, the Passover is to be determined in New York. Stick with your camp leader. Remind Document to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black. Boots, pants, headband, and scarf. With that being said, we're going to do the Lord's Prayer with Panya Kadam, which means rise and face the east. We're going to do the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa. Shabbat Shamayim. Kodash. Ayah. Shemka. Yahweh. Malakwaka. Taba'ah. Batazaka. Ayah. Aisha. Baharatazah. Kawa. Ayah. Bashamayim. Nathanawa. Yakam. Kal. Yawam. Wasalak now. Kawabwati now. Wasalak now. Kawabwati now. Wala. Tabiyah now. Banasai one. Abo. Awashar now. Hayan. Rad. Kaya. Maka. Amalakwa. Wa'ala. Wa'atapara. Awalamya. Aman. In the English. Our Father which art in heaven,
Our Father which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done
In earth
in earth
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day
Give us this day
our daily bread.
our daily
And
bread.
forgive us our debts
Give us our
as
debts.
we forgive our debtors.
We forgive our debtors.
And lead us not into
It
temptation,
is not a temptation.
but deliver us from evil.
Deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
Thine is the kingdom
and the power,
and the power
and the glory,
glory
forever.
forever.
So be it.
So be it.
Prayer for the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Ba'ashim Yahushai,
Hashem Yahushua.
Babu Kashah,
Kashah.
Thundanawa,
Dunlanaw.
Akak,
Akak.
Akak,
Akak.
Larapa'ah,
Arpa'ah.
Kalmakala,
Kamalah.
Wakamarawa,
Kamadawah.
Akak,
Akak.
Latahar,
Tahar.
Amatazarayim,
Tazariah.
Akak,
Akak.
Lahakrim,
Hakim.
Amathium,
Maki.
Akak,
Akak.
Arakawa,
Arkawa.
Atama'ala,
Tama'ala.
the Garshan,
Garshan.
Ba'ashim Yahushai,
Hashem Yahushua.
Wadamat.
Wadamat.
In the English, Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name
Name
Yahushai,
Yahushua.
please give us the power,
Please give us the
the
power.
power to heal
Power to heal.
all manner of sickness,
All manner of sickness.
and all manner of disease,
All manner of disease.
the power to cleanse the lepers,
Power to cleanse the leper.
the power to raise the
Power to
dead,
raise the dead.
the power against unclean
Power
spirits,
against the unclean
to
spirit.
cast them out.
To cast them out.
In the name Yahushai,
Name Yahushua.
thank you.
Thank you.
So big.
So big.
Pray for the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh.
Wa Yahushai,
Yahushua.
Amayaka Allah,
Yahushua.
Wa Allahayim,
Walahayim.
Matazaviyah,
Tazabiyah.
Alawap Yahana,
Alawat Yahanna.
Ha Alawapyo,
Alawat.
Ha Saranyam,
Asarayim.
Ha Kutzayanyam,
Akazayim.
Ha Kayayayam,
Akayayim.
Wa Akwapyan,
Wakwaki.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Wa Hashem Yahushai,
Hashem Yahushua.
Wadamat.
Wadamat.
In the English. Bless you, Yahweh,
Bless you, Yahweh.
and Yahushai,
And Yahushua.
and Michael,
And Michael.
and the angels,
And the angels.
commanding General Yohanna,
Greater General Yohanna.
the generals,
General.
the captains,
Captain.
the officers,
Officers.
the troopers,
Troopers.
and the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
in the name Yahushai,
Name Yahushua.
thank you.
Thank you.
So big.
So be it.
The anointing prayer in the Hebrew. Yabaraka Yahweh,
Yabaraka Yahweh.
Wa Yashamarka,
Yashamarka.
Yahar Yahweh,
Ar Yahweh.
and Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Aliyaka,
Aliyaka.
Wa Yakanka,
Kanka.
Yasha,
Ah.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Hanyua,
Panyua.
Aliyaka,
Aliyaka.
Wa Yashamlaka,
Arshamlaka.
Shalom,
Shalom.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Hashem Yahushai,
Hashem Yahushua.
Barak,
Rock.
Rapah,
Pop.
Magun,
Gun.
a gun,
A gun. All destroyed of Israel.
all destroyed of Israel,
Done.
all destroyed of Israel,
All destroyed of Israel.
done. Hashem Yahushai,
Hashem Yahushua.
the one Aman.
Wadamat.
In the English, Yahweh,
Yahweh.
bless thee and keep thee.
Bless thee and keep thee.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
make his face shine upon
Make
thee,
his face shine upon thee.
and be gracious unto
And
thee.
be gracious to thee.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
lift up his countenance upon thee,
Lift up his countenance upon thee.
and give thee peace.
Give thee peace.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
in the name of
Name
Yahushai,
Yahushua.
bless,
Bless.
heal,
Heal.
shield,
Shield.
protect.
Attack.
Names of lovings we just named. I.S.U.P.K curses in the English. Blessed art you, Yahweh,
Blessed are you, Yahweh.
King of heaven and earth,
King of heaven and earth.
and all things living.
And all things living.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
in the name of Yahushai,
Name Yahushua.
listen to us now,
Let's do us now.
right now.
Right now.
Send evils and curses
He was a curse.
and punishment and destruction
Punishment, destruction.
to the heathen
To the heathen.
that speak against
To
us,
speak against us.
thy prophets,
The prophets.
the teachers,
Teachers.
the princes,
Princes.
the priests,
Priests.
the Israelite brothers,
The Israelite brothers.
and the school.
And the school.
Send evils and curses
And he was the curses.
and punishment and destruction
Punishment, destruction.
to the heathen,
To the heathen.
and shake loose the treasure
Shake loose the treasure
of the rich of
of
Israel
the rich of Israel.
that refuse to give to the
That
school.
refuse to give to the school.
Force their riches
Force their riches
to enter into thy sanctuary.
into thy sanctuary.
Send evils and curses
He was the curses.
and punishment and destruction
Punishment, destruction.
to the Edomites
The Edomites.
and the nations
And the nation.
and their drug
And the
dealers,
drug dealers.
the court system,
Court system.
the prison system,
Prison system.
Planned Parenthood,
Planned Parenthood.
all the governments of our enemies,
All the governments of our enemies.
Amalek synagogues and armies,
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Roman Catholic Church,
Roman Catholic Church.
the Pope,
The Pope.
Islam,
Islam.
Christianity,
Christianity.
Egyptology,
Egyptology.
militia,
Militia.
Ku Klux Klan,
Ku Klux Klan.
Aryan Nation,
Aryan Nation.
skinheads,
Skinhead.
Posse Comitatus,
Posse Comitatus.
the gay movement,
Gay movement.
the lesbian movement,
Lesbian movement.
spies,
Spies.
workers of witchcraft,
Workers of witchcraft.
NASA space programs,
That's the space program.
Army,
Army.
Navy,
Navy.
Air Force,
Air Force.
Marines,
Marines.
Wall Street,
Wall Street.
Open up the internet.
Open up the internet.
And the airways.
And the airway.
The cable access channels.
Cable access channel.
And the radio channels.
And the radio channel.
Convict the spirit.
Convict the spirit
of any of thy people.
Of any of thy people.
That seek to stop us.
Seek to stop us.
Or bring swift destruction.
And bring swift destruction.
To all the heathens.
To all the heathens.
That stand in the way.
Stand in the way.
Or try to stop us.
Or try to stop us.
From broadcasting your words.
Broadcasting your words.
Throughout the planet Earth.
Throughout the planet Earth.
Let loose all the plagues.
Let loose all the plagues.
Cause them to go to and fro.
Cause them to go to and fro.
Through the earth.
Through the earth.
And consume them.
And consume them.
Let the plagues.
Let the plagues.
Shake.
Shake.
The house of the thief.
The house of the thief.
And the murderer.
And the murderer.
Let Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Michael and Gabriel.
Michael and Gabriel.
Come down with the flying saucers.
Come down with the flying saucers.
And punish all the heathens.
Punish all the heathens.
That come up against us.
Come up against us.
As we speak thy word.
Speak thy word.
Cause it to be known by all.
Cause it to be known by all.
That it is the angels that have done it.
It's the angels that have done it.
Cause it to be spread through the media.
Cause it to be spread through the media.
Throughout the whole world.
Throughout the whole world.
Cause them to shake at thy coming.
Cause them to shake at thy coming.
In the name of Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Thank you always.
Thank you always.
So be it.
So be it.
Sar, turn face the teacher. Gonna give teacher a courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Ma'al Shabbat, Imajim, Barak, Yahweh Hashem El Shabrakatah.
Yahweh Hashem El Shabrakatah.
Yazmatah. Sar, we're gonna turn face the sisters. Give a courtesy salute to sisters who could be watching online. Men of Israel, Ma'al Shabbat, Imajim, Barak, Yahweh Shemar Atam Hashem El Shad. Yazmatah, class dismissed. Yeah, I seen all the rioters see on the internet now. They headed towards the governor's mansion.
Oh shit! And
Yeah.
I heard something because I was, when I was on the porch, I was listening because dude had the news blasting pretty loud next door.
Mm-hmm.
Said something about Washington D.C. or some shit.
Yeah, they was protesting in D.C. too, pretty bad. I heard they went up on the White House steps.
Damn.